Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Playtech TV. My name is Kevin and today we're going to be checking out the Dell UltraSharp U2715H 2560 by 1440 IPS display. Now this thing is pretty amazing, but let's first talk about the specs. So as I said, it's a 27-inch display with a 16:9 aspect ratio. The panel type is in-plane switching, or IPS, with a anti-glare coating on it. Now resolution-wise is, as I just said, 2560 by 1440, which means 1440p, and that's at 60 Hz. A contrast ratio is just 1000 to 1. Now response time. So in normal mode it's 8 ms gray to gray, and in fast mode it's 6 ms gray to gray. Always kind of the issue for IPS displays, but we'll touch on that a bit more later. Viewing angles are 178 degrees vertical and horizontal. Color support has a color gamut of 91% typically, and sRGB of 99% with 16.78 million colors available. The backlighting is LED, and for audio output you can get a Dell speaker bar which just sits under the bottom here, but that is an optional extra. Now let's talk about the design. So it has this like black and silver color scheme to it. The black is a matte black and the silver is a bit more shiny. I don't know, it just has quite a professional look to me. I don't think it's bad. I think it still looks pretty good, but it definitely seems like quite a professional looking monitor in that sense. Now it features a 1mm bezel on the sides and on the top, but before you get too ahead of yourself, you'll notice there's also a black border around the outside which measures 5.9mm before the panel actually starts. So the bezel, in reality is actually 6.9mm total. That still is quite small, so that's definitely not a bad thing. That's going to be awesome for putting two of these together. You have a real seamless display. So I still really like that. However, it's not the 1mm. That some people seem to get ahead of themselves and think it truly is. This display doesn't go all the way to the edge. Now the stand is absolutely fantastic. So it supports a wide range of tilt, which is really nice to see, a heap of height adjustment, so a lot of people are really going to like that. It's really handy to have. So a heap of height adjustment, a good amount of swivel, and rotation, and it does all this very smoothly. It can be a tiny bit stiff at times, but for the most part it does a really good job in terms of its stand, and it also supports Bezel mounting as well, which some people out there will like. As far as I/O goes, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but it gives you plenty, so that's quite good. So it comes with 2 HDMI ports, a single display port, a single mini display port, a display port out, audio output, USB up, and 4 USB 3.0 ports. So really good, quite a bit there. So I think that'll please most people. I think the majority of you out there will probably just be using the display port, but some of you might be using HDMI as well. And as far as the menu goes, it was pretty solid. The buttons can be a little bit fiddly to get used to at the start because they're not really a physical button in the sense of the word. However, it's still pretty good, and it shows the energy use, which was quite a cool thing. I don't think I've seen that before. And it was pretty standard but easy to use, and it should be easy to set up for the majority of users out there, but it doesn't need too much adjustment from the factory. So you should just be able to set a few things up and have it exactly how you want it. Image quality wise, this guy is going to be absolutely perfect for consuming media on. So watching media or videos or anything like that, it looks really, really good. The colors really pop. I just really liked it for that. But it would also be quite good for office type work as well. Text was very easy to read, so it does a very good job in both of those areas. And because it's an IPS display, viewing angles are also fantastic. When it came to gaming, with those response times, it did better than I actually expected it to do, but this is no purebred gaming display, so it's not going to be really incredible, but it still did a pretty good job. So I think people might knock it a bit before they've actually tried it just by looking at the specs, but it actually does a pretty decent job. And if it's a bit too slow, the response time on normal mode, you can always change it to fast mode as well, which will help a little bit. But yeah, it wasn't that bad for gaming. I didn't really have too many issues with it at all, so it still does pretty solidly when it comes to gaming. Now for general use, it's also really good because being 1440p, it gives you that nice big amount of screen real estate without having to scale everything and make it all look horrible. So I really like that too. It just makes multitasking way easier, so it's really good for that as well. And in conclusion, it's just a great value all-round monitor. When you consider the price this guy's coming in at, it does a lot for what you're getting. It's got a really nice design, good picture quality, and it still does do pretty decently when it comes to gaming. Now there are a lot of different models of the Dell UltraSharp, so I'll leave a link down in the description below and you can check them out with all the different pricing and all that so you can see which one will be right for you. But I do highly recommend them and I think they are a really solid monitor. Now I thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to Playtech TV if you haven't already, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.